Hey everybody in YouTube, this is Kelly, RC Mechanic. Today we're going to work on the skeleton chassis. It's been sitting up on my shelf for a couple years, and I think if any of you remember me telling you that these axles, front and rear, I found them on a bargain, and they didn't turn out to be such a bargain. What happened was, well, for one, the panhard mount is on the wrong side, which wouldn't be a big deal, but you know, I could change that. Except for this mount right here is really soft, and when I went to go put the screw in, it broke. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put in these SCX-10-2 axles right here, and then we're going to go ahead and put the transfer case together. Okay, so the one thing I can tell you, if you're putting this together, this actually, the skeleton chassis together with the SCX-10-2 chassis, I'm not sure how much of a difference. I think the SCX-10 axles actually had a panhard mount on the axle right here that came up, which makes sense because this is supposed to be the bar and it's way short. So I'll most likely be digging into the builder's kit and finding me a panhard bar in the link part of the kit, and you know, getting that straightened out. We're not going to do that today because the goal is to get these installed front and rear and get that transfer case put together. So I'm going to go ahead and change out the rear differential. One thing to also note is that you can't just push the screw through on these. They thread all the way through. Okay, so that's one reason why I did not do this on camera, is because I found out I had to thread it all the way through. So that would have taken forever, and you guys would have gotten bored. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rear, and then we're gonna move on to the transfer case. Got the rear differential in, and or the front differential in, and the rear. As you can see, in the front we have maybe, could possibly be a pinion angle issue, but that could be easily remedied by either extending these lower links or shortening the top. Alright, so on the rear, actually looks pretty good, you know, and if there's any reason why I need to go ahead and adjust this, I can either extend the lower links or shorten the top. Right now I'm gonna let it go because I don't know how the drive lines are gonna line up. The kit gave me guidelines as far as what the measurements should be, according to assuming that SCX-10, the original axles, were being installed. So, but these are not the original. These are the SCX-10-2 axles, so you know, it's different. Alright, so next up, gonna be putting this here together. This would be the transfer case. Sits right here. If anyone does not know, we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna take everything out of the package, and I'm gonna see you in probably a millisecond. Alright everybody, now we're on to the transfer case. Transfer case is really simple. It's a couple of shafts right here, you know, and there's a long one and a short one. Long one will have your output to it and input, out and in right there. As you can see, there's a hole there and hole there. Okay, so depending on how you want it, actually doesn't really matter how it gets put together, because you can turn it whatever way. Okay, alright, so when it comes to this, we go ahead and we just put these gears on, and with these gears there's a couple of really hefty grub screws right here. I don't know if you can see that, but they're pretty big. Alright, so we're going to just go ahead and throw some Loctite on them. Get them started. Make sure that when you tighten them up, that grub screw is in that divot on the shaft. Alright, and you don't have to tighten it down a lot, because the Loctite will do this job as long as it's down there snug. Alright. Go ahead, let's just start this. A little easier that way. And then put it on the shaft. Be careful to keep the orientation of where that divot is on that shaft. It's going to be kind of important. Okay. Alright, so that don't look right, does it? Well, where's the bearing going to go? There's just like 4 bearings. So it's wrong. So I'm going to need to flip that around. Like that, because there's going to have to be enough shaft there for a bearing. Alright, alright, so that looks a little better, doesn't it? Okay, so a bearing goes on each end, like so, and so, and so, and so. Let's see if I got any of this wrong. We'll find out in a quick minute. These are really snug, so alright, so this will go in there, this will go in there, and as you can see, everything meshes up, right? So I'm not really gonna put a lot of grease in here. I tend to over grease stuff anyway, so I'm just gonna put some. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna put the grease on the gears. Alright. Then run it around a little bit. You can see it kind of spreads itself. Alright, so then we go ahead and put this other half on. And then we have these pretty dang good sized screws that go in. Let's see. There it is. A big driver. Everything I've been working on has been like 3 sizes, so I mean, all I need is what, 2 more of these, and I'd have like, I can have 1 size in each, and it'd be all set. I'm not going to Loctite these because I think it's something that should be just like kind of part of maintenance. When I first started doing this hobby, I was Loctiting everything, and it's like getting some of these things apart was like almost impossible, and they were never loose. So I kind of come to the conclusion that some things can just be. All right. So it'll sit right there, like that. And let me go ahead and find the screws to mount them, and we'll be done with that part. Be right back. Alright, so the transfer case is in. I had to actually swap these 2 shafts around because, yeah, it does make a difference. Otherwise, the angle to the rear drive shaft would have been wrong. Now it's straight on, so that's correct. This one over here, well, once the panhard bar is all mounted and everything, should be fairly straight. There's going to be a lot of adjustments to be made on this thing as we go. So, and you know, whether it be links or shocks or you know, whatever. But anyway, before I go, I just want to throw some wheels and the body on here so you guys can see what we're looking at. Alright, so hey, we got this thing sitting on the chassis, and I can see there's going to be some issues here. I believe I'm going to have to extend the links out on the rear right now. Let me go ahead and lower you down. Alright, so it's looking like the rear wheelbase is a little bit too short. It's a little bit too far forward. The ride height, I'm not sure because I don't have the body the way I most likely will have it. But I do know that the links need to come back on this one. Maybe shortened on the front. So there's a possibility this may end up with SCX 10.2 links. Depending on how they measure out, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to, you know, give you guys a visual how it's going to turn out, or you know, where it's going, and you know, I'm kind of happy with it. I'm glad I just decided to go with the Jeep body. I think when everything's all said and done, this will be one hell of a rig. I'm not sure about keeping the ride height this high. Probably drop it down a bit. But it's kind of misleading because the tires that are going to be on here are not these. These are from my Gelande BF Goodrich 150 anniversary sport cruiser. So they're not exactly what I was going to put on here. But they work for now as a prop, right? The other thing is I have not done the steering linkage yet, so you know, my wheels kind of flop around. And the caster is definitely off, so off in the negative direction. And so anyway, if you guys have any ideas on this, I know you probably have seen hundreds of thousands of these bodies on YouTube already, but I'm just this is my take on it. Okay, so with my take on it, I hope you like it, and if you have any pointers, let me know. I know I'm going to have to change the direction of that front differential, definitely for sure. get that panhard bar figured out, get the servo in. You know, once we get all that stuff dialed in and the links and everything, it'll pretty much be ready to go. So stick around, keep watching. Got over 150 videos out there. Check them out. This is RC Mechanic. Have a good one.